And good evening, I'm Christy Casciano.
I'm Jeff Kulikowski. A week into phase one, beaches, the zoo starting to open back up in central New York. But now, a wrinkle thrown into Governor Cuomo's reopening plan today by President Trump.
The president has decided places of worship are considered essential, and he wants them to open immediately. He says he wants the governors to make the call, but he'll step in for a final ruling if needed.
The governors need to do the right thing and allow these very important, essential places of faith to open right now for this weekend. If they don't do it, I will override the governors.
Governor Cuomo has not commented on the president's most recent announcement. We've reached out to his office for guidance on what places of worship in New York need to do to prepare. So let's talk more about the president's eagerness for churches to resume in-person fellowship. We want to welcome Pastor Darren Jaime of the People's AME Zion Church in Syracuse. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Oh, thank you, Christy.
First of all, Pastor, your reaction to the president's decision to declare places of worship essential and demanding governors to reopen.
Well, as I said earlier, I think that places of worship are essential, but our congregations are not expendable. And we can't afford to allow just a door open to say, open the doors, let the churches open their doors this weekend. We have no clear guidance as to what the regulations would be. We're not even ready to be in place to receive people. Here in New York, we've got the 10-person mandate with masks on. And so there's a lot of talk, and we've got, we're all about progression, but it's got to be also with caution.
Yeah, how concerned are you, though, since the president's announcement that, people are going to start flocking to churches now?
Well, I'm not too concerned because, first of all, pastors are very wise. And as we said, pastors are wise and they understand what's best. And if you're a faith leader, faith leaders know that they have their congregation's best interest at heart, a real faith leader. And so people are not just going to open the door simply because the door has been granted. It's amazing. If you think about it, Washington announces that churches can open their doors, but Washington is still closed. So why would we open our doors and open them freely when Washington is closed? So no, we're going to wait. We're going to wait until things move forward a little bit. Here in our area, our communities of color are disproportionately affected by chronic disease that falls in line with COVID-19 mortalities. We have to pay attention to those things before we make these real big steps in opening the doors and just letting people in.
Right, they are big steps. And we know that you're a member of the Governor's Interfaith Advisory Council, so you're doing a lot of work with them. Have you talked to other members of the council, and have you received any guidance from the state since the president's announcement this afternoon?
Well, I understand there's a meeting that's a little earlier today, and I think there's one coming up next week. We have some meetings scheduled for next week. And then we're going to talk about strategies and concepts and how to do this, because this is not an easy thing to do. And I hear what they said in Washington, D.C., but we have to be very careful because what's going on nationally is different than what goes on locally. And here in our area, our zip code in particular, 13205, where our church is, has the highest rate of infections. And so we have to be extra careful, extra precautions. We got to make sure that there's proper PPE, safety and guidance. And so these are things that the council will be talking about in strategies and developing policies, enabling houses of worship to open safely for both the public and then also for those who are actually, leading worship like pastors and faith leaders.
And we know that New York, it's released some social distancing rules have been relaxed for religious gatherings up to 10 people. Everybody's got to wear a mask. Tell us about your church and your situation and how you're proceeding.
So the irony is that when the governor went to 10 people, we already have 10 people because we do an online worship. And so we bring people in with our music ministry and then also our AV ministry, myself. That gets to 10 people already. And so we can't bring anybody in publicly. And then yet and still we don't have all the things in place that may be needed to move forward. So we'll continue to worship and we'll worship. And it's amazing that they said in Washington, D.C. today about, people ought to have the ability to pray to God. We know how to pray to God, and we'll pray to God from home, until the situation gets rectified and we can see some verifiable progress. Then we'll go forward and put people back into the pews and the seats. But until we get some things handled, we just take it as nice word from Washington, but we're not going to do that.
Right, and some of the things I'm sure that you're concerned about, people can be asymptomatic with this and not even know that they have it. So masks are important, especially in a church setting, I would think. Hand sanitizer. Do you have enough going forward as you look down the road to reopening?
We don't have enough yet. I mean, I'm not satisfied with the level that we've had. We've made some purchases. We've done some things to prepare ourselves. But even in that, if you're trying to buy hand sanitizer and try to buy PPE supplies, we know that there's a delay. If you try to get something on Amazon, you got to wait months, almost a month. So in getting these things, houses of worship need to ramp up. And so it's going to take a few moments. We don't have everything that we need, and we consider ourselves to be a decent-sized congregation. Imagine a smaller congregation, and they've got those challenges as well. And so to get them adequately the amount of supplies that they need. And so we want our public to be safe. We want those who come into the houses of worship to be safe. And we want to make sure that everybody who enters into that house feels safe because the necessary things are there to protect them and that they can be able to worship freely.
Pastor Darren Jaime, we thank you so much for joining us tonight, for all the work you're doing for our community and helping us lead us back to church the safe way.
Thank you. Keep on praying. It's going to get better. We just have to do it in stages. Thanks.
We'll keep the faith. Thank you, Pastor.